Point that you have made the decision to join me and my special guest tonight. Before we start the live, please just take a listen. If I had told you at the beginning of this year that we would have been facing a pandemic by the name of COVID-19 that was going to turn this world upside down, you would have never believed it. The COVID Conquerors series on the Aisha Muhammad podcast. In this climate of fear, confusion, and suppression, I saw the need to create the COVID Conquerors podcast series. COVID Conquerors features phenomenal people who are, despite their challenges, thriving personally or in service to their community. COVID Conquerors airs live on Facebook and YouTube every other Thursday at 9 p.m. GMT, that's UK time, on the Aisha Muhammad podcast. This podcast aims to encourage, inspire, and empower you, to reassure you that in this time of uncertainty, should you look, you will see that there are great opportunities for you to thrive in aspects of your life, regardless to whom or what. It's time to start the live podcast where you'll meet this week's phenomenal guest. Let the countdown begin. Welcome to the Aisha Muhammad podcast. So glad that you took the time out to join us tonight on the COVID Conquerors series. I have a guest, and he's usually with his beautiful wife, Sister Cecilia. And Sister Cecilia, I just want to give you the greetings of peace. Assalamu alaikum. Know that your sister is sending you love, okay? Brother Marcus and Sister Cecilia, they have the marriage keepers, whereby they basically counsel and give good advice and have programs for couples, for married couples, and also single people, and anybody really that is looking to venture into a relationship and want to get it right. They are a phenomenal and dynamic power couple. Okay, they've been helping couples for over a decade. I listen to their shows and I really do enjoy them. They have a wealth of knowledge and encouragement. And I'm gonna read a little bit from their bio because they do a lot. They're extremely qualified. And before I go any further, as per usual, I'm going to ask you to please share out this podcast, okay? Share it with all you know, okay? Because who wants to be alone in this life? I'm sure there's many people out there that are looking for a husband or a wife, or even just want to know how to self-develop themselves and prepare themselves for a relationship when they feel ready. So I'm just going to give you a few moments to share whilst I locate the bio. Okay, so whilst you do that, now I'm just going to read this brief bio now. So Brother Marcus and Sister Cecilia Muhammad, they've been in the process of becoming married for the last 28 years, which is a long time. Congratulations to you both. They met while they were in high school together and were high school sweethearts. They are the parents of 6 very active teenagers.
and young adults. That's no easy task. I have three little havoc making angels and I'm having a merry time parenting. So well done to you both. Both Brother Marcus and Sister Cecilia Mohammed are active registered believers in the Nation of Islam under the leadership and guidance of the Honourable Minister Louis Farrakhan for the last approximately 30 years. Brother Marcus is also the director of the Youth and Adult Intervention Services and Training Institute Incorporated, and he is also a licensed massage therapist. That's awesome.
Yes, ma'am.
He is a nationally recognized motivational speaker and trainer of both youth and adults, and he is an NOI Hubbard Dynetics auditor and supervisor. And his beautiful wife, Sister Cecilia, is also a NOI Hubbard Dynetics auditor as well. They host weekly internet webinars to strengthen both couples and singles, brothers and sisters. Marcus and Cecilia also provide marriage counseling to many people throughout the nation. Together, they have published 10 books for the Nation of Islam. Very well done, both of you. Both Brother Marcus and Sister Cecilia are blessed to be extremely talented presenters that will offer practical and inspirational information to help your marriage. And in addition to serving as the main facilitators of all 9 marriage retreats, which we'll get into a bit later, they are frequently invited throughout the country to host marriage workshops and singles success seminars. You can also enjoy Brother Marcus and Sister Cecilia all year long on their hit internet radio show, the Brother Marcus, Sister Cecilia, the Marriage Keepers Show. Now, I really like to see the reaction of my guests when I read their bio, simply because I find that, some feel very shy about it, but these are your accomplishments. So bask in the glory of them, this is you. So welcome, Brother Marcus, to the Aisha Muhammad podcast. It's great to have you here. It really, really is. And I'm going to waste no more time. I'm just going to go straight into the questions. We have some interesting questions. And I really want to ask our viewers and listeners to leave your comments, okay? Put your comments in the comment section, your questions in the comment section, so that we may answer them, okay? So thank everyone for joining, and please continue to share. So in your bio that I just read, it states that you and your wife, Sister Cecilia, have been in the process of becoming married for the last 28 years. Now that's really interesting the way that that's been written. You're in the process.
Yes.
Can you explain what that means?
Well, first of all, I'm so happy to be a part of your program this afternoon, and I'm so happy to greet you all with love and peace. We got that from the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, because we're walking around telling everybody we've been married for 22 years and 23 years. And Minister Farrakhan said on a tape that he was doing, he said, don't tell people that you've been married past participle. Married, he said, say you are in the process of being married. And so from that point forward, we tell people we've been in the process of getting married for the last 28 years, because we don't want anyone to think that we have it all figured out. We've mastered it in any stretch of our imagination or yours. We want to let you know that it's a process, and we are active participants in the process of being married in 2021.
Excellent, excellent. So I just want to acknowledge some of our audience tonight. We have Sister Latasha that has joined us. Assalamu alaikum, Queen. And we have Brother Michael Neal. Peace, brother.
Peace. All right.
Thank you for joining us. We also have my mom, Sister Viola, on here,
Hey,
who
Mom.
is a regular supporter. So thank all of you. Thank all of you. Now, in working with couples by way of marital counseling, what are the three problems that married couples face? What keeps popping up, Brother Marcus?
Well, I'm finding that most people just don't know how to communicate with one another. Um, Here's a sister who has a huge vocabulary, but she's married to a man who doesn't speak more than 400 words well. That's almost a caveman level when you can't
Hmm.
speak the language.
Hmm.
To the sister, he's grunting and letting her know that she says, "Was this good?" He says, "Yeah, yeah, yeah, that was good, good, good." You know, he's grunting at her, and I just want you to know that you have to talk in a marriage. You don't get married not to talk, and it's a shame when we as men we want to marry women but not speak to them. Come on, brothers. You have to talk about everything in a marriage and in a relationship, and your communication with your wife should not stop during the day. I will leave my wife at 9 o'clock and say, "Well, I'll get back to you tonight, honey. When I get home at about 8 o'clock, we'll talk then." No, we're talking all through the day. I'm trying to ask her this. I'm asking her that. A lot of it is talking about how we're doing. How am I coming across to you? How do I handle that? You know, and she's asking me the same because we're in a marriage, we're in a relationship, and you ought to be able to know how you're doing in your marriage. A lot of the time, we allow years to pass.
Hmm.
5 years, 10 years, 11, 20 years to pass, and we've never been graded on our marriage, on our communication skills. That's one of the things we're going to do at this year's marriage retreat is we're going to be graded on a multitude of levels. It's not that you're doing bad, brother. It's just showing you where you can improve at for your marriage. A
Hmm.
2021 marriage is not the same thing as what you grew up in. This is not your father's Oldsmobile. You know, they used to have that commercial, and a marriage, this is not your father's marriage. This is a
Hmm.
2021 woman, and you need to know what you are up against when you're dealing with her. She has
Hmm.
particular needs that maybe the woman 20, 30 years ago did not have. And I think that a lot of us as men are very surprised when we get married
Hmm.
because this woman is incredibly talented. And if we think as men that we're going to just be able to do what our fathers did, which is come home from a hard day's work and sit on the couch and chill, she no more do that in 2021.
Hmm.
She talks to her girlfriends. She talks about what they're doing, all of the stuff that they're involved in. And I just think that as men, we ought to be prepared to have conversations about deep stuff. And I think that if you are not a man that has taken auditing seriously, which is what Minister Farrakhan has given to us, he said, get audited and get some of those demons exorcised out of you. Get some of those demons, because in a marriage, if you have never confronted your demons, then you won't know when they're trying to show up in your marriage. And so we ask you to please make auditing a part of your courtship procedure, auditing, because there are reasons why we don't make it in marriage. Communication is one of those things. Finance is another great big old reason why couples don't make it, because you find that she's making $90,000 and you are making $1,900 a month. And she's like, well, okay, we're gonna have to improve our finances, honey. And then you might be a spender and she's a saver. That's one of the things that we go through when we sit down with couples, me and Cecilia, is we find out how you are doing in the financial department. What kind of attitudes were present when you were coming up regarding money? My mother and my father, they spent every dime that they got. So there was no savings plan that ever went into my life. I didn't know what saving was all about. And so my father used to have an expression that y'all can't knock two nickels around in your pocket. But my father never taught us how to save any money. And so I can tell you that finances is a big part of being married. The other thing that I want to say is that adultery is a great big old problem for the nation and for our people. Adultery, fornication is a huge problem, and Minister Farrakhan has written to us that the nation is beset with adultery. We have to do what we can do to try to close the gap of adultery in marriages and relationships. And by the grace of Almighty God, me and Cecilia have learned some things that are great help to couples who've already been through adultery. We've learned some things that are a great help to marriage in general, things that we don't necessarily talk about, uh, but we need to talk about if we're going to be successful in marriage in 2021.
Wow. And I like your emphasis, you know, in 2021, because we are living in a day like no other day. And what
Oh,
was
that's
maybe
now.
sufficient for yesterday is not going to serve its purpose today. We've got to level up and keep it moving. But thank you for that insight. I have a question from Sister Latasha. And she says, what does it mean to be equally yoked? We often, especially in, the realms of religion, hear this term. What does it mean? What do you think it means?
Well, it's very simple, sister. You have to look at what does he believe? What do
Mm-hmm,
you believe? What do you
mm-hmm,
believe about God? What
mm-hmm,
do you believe about Jesus? What do you believe about yourself? This
mm-hmm,
is critical, your belief about yourself, because you can believe all you want in God, but if you have no belief in yourself, you ain't going nowhere. Because
mm-hmm,
you believe God got everything and you have nothing. See, you gotta take your mind and understand that self-knowledge is God knowledge. The more you
mm-hmm,
learn about yourself, the more you're going to know about God, because you are a God. A God, not the God. You are a God.
mm-hmm,
The more you learn about yourself, What do you think of your blackness? What do you think of a family, having a family in 2021? See, I have 6 children. I've been a family, a father for 28 years now. I know what that's like. We have some people out here who don't want our family. They don't want children. They don't want to be responsible for another human being in 2021. And I don't say that that's bad. I just say that you have to have somebody who you can talk to about having children in 2021, because the earth is still spinning regardless to what's getting ready to happen, what has already happened. The earth is still spinning. People are still getting pregnant. They are still having babies in 2021. So I don't know. I've come from a family where a number of my aunts never had a family. They never had children. They never, ever even experienced that part of life.
Wow.
And I just think it's a shame that they never experienced that part of life. Do you think that you should go through your whole life and never have a son, never have a daughter, never have no progeny? Well, Minister Farrakhan has said that when you die, that's it. That's it for you. Because there's nobody to continue on your legacy. Your impact on society will die with you. That's why I really think that you should think about having children. Think about having a son, a daughter, having children. I think that it's a waste of your sperm to not have children. It's a waste of your egg to not have any children. I could see a person having 1 or 2, but I cannot see a person having no children. In two, I'm sorry, I went out. Okay, there I go back. But that's my
Yeah,
answer to that
we have
question,
some
my
issues because you're
sister.
on the road, you're driving, but be patient. I'll be patient. Let's keep it rolling.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so I have another question. I have another question here. Is marriage, put it up, is marriage 50-50 or 100-100?
Well, I started off in marriage, and it was always 100-100. If we're not talking about finances, it still should be 100-100. You should give 100% of your energy, your spirit, your time to your marriage. What is this thing about 50-50? No, no. My wife did not work for 20 years in terms of outside the home. She didn't have to work because I started making babies immediately. And I found out she was working at a Checkers, a burger joint. And she had slipped and she had fell. And that day was the last day that she was employed at Checkers, because I took on the full responsibility of having her in my life. That is what men do. This stuff that women are doing nowadays, where you all are on Facebook even, you're asking men to marry you, is preposterous to me. Because you're a real man, you don't want no woman to ask you for your hand in marriage as if you are the prize. You are not the prize. The woman is the prize in a marriage. And it's been that way, and it will always be that way. Sisters, you gotta stop acting like you are not the prize. That you, the brother, is doing you a favor. He's not doing you a favor. You are doing him a favor by asking, by saying, yes, I will be your wife. That's another way of saying, yes, I will be your responsibility. See, I am not for women asking men to marry them. I'm not for that at all. I think that that is a way that we as brothers are being let off the hook in terms of what we are supposed to bring to you all as women, you know. And now I'm looking forward to being the full means of support again for my wife and my family. Right now, she does work. She getting to see that life right now. But she tells me as often as she can tell me, Marcus, I'm ready to be your 100% full-time wife. Because you cannot ask her to be a full-time wife when you have her out there working. You can't do it. And so I'm looking forward to having her return by the grace of Allah, and I will be her means of support to her.
Excellent. Excellent. That leads me into the next question that I have for you. In Message to the Black Man, written by the Most Honorable Elijah Muhammad, it states under the chapter of self-development, and I'm really down with that, that we must become an independent people. And what follows
Yes.
after that is a list, okay, of what we should do, and protecting our women is one of them. So my question is, how important is it in 2021, during this time of trial and uncertainty, for the Black man to protect the Black woman? That's part one of the question. And does marriage serve as an avenue in protecting the Black woman? Second part. And finally, the third part is, and if the answer is yes, why, Brother Marcus, do you think there are so many single brothers and sisters, especially in places of worship, for instance, the church or the mosque?
Well, I'm going to just be straight honest with you, sister. Yes, marriage is definitely where you should go to get protection as a woman. There is no such thing as a man beating on his woman and then talking about he's the means of support for her. I watched my father be a very abusive person to my mother. And even after he was dead, she could still recall him beating on her and what that felt like for her. No, that is not right. When you have to beat a woman, the Honorable Elijah Muhammad teaches us you don't need a woman that you got to be beaten on. And I say this to all of us as men. You do a great disservice to yourself and to your children when you are a perpetrator of violence against your wife and your children. It is very difficult to imagine how you can earn their respect doing that kind of activity with them. They need you to love them and to care for them, and they are looking for your leadership, not them, not you beating on them. They're looking for you to lead them, not beat them. And that's the problem in our Black community. Physical violence. We're so quick with our hands, but we should be quick with our minds. No one wants you to be beaten on them. No woman marries you to be beaten on them, to be having your fist do all the talking, because you can't control your wife with your mind. You have to control it with your fists. And I don't like that at all. I don't. And I just say to you, sister, that that is not what we are supposed to do as men. We're not supposed to be beating y'all with our fists, with our hands. We should use our fists and hands to build up and to love you. That is what we are supposed to do. We're not supposed to be using our hands and fists to beat you with. That is wrong.
Most
Now,
definitely.
you said the
Agreed.
last. Tell me that last question one more time. So you said, "Oh, how
The
many
last
brothers?"
bit, the last bit is it follows on from, does marriage serve as an avenue in protecting the Black woman, which you have confirmed? And if the answer is yes, which it is, why do you think there are so many single brothers and sisters, especially in places of worship such as the church and the mosque?
I'm gonna say it very simple, sister. We're not looking. We are not looking for a husband, for a wife in 2021. Oh my God. When I go to Savior's Day and I see the beauty of the sisters, I say to myself, why are there any single brothers in the nation of Islam with all of this beauty around here? The sister is beautiful. She is beautiful. She is a beautiful responsibility. You are not going to ever be a man if you don't accept the responsibility of having one of them in your life. I can tell you that I've met many brothers who come to Savior's Day every single year. Me and my wife, our family has been vending for about 15 years. And we, one year at Savior's Day, we had a group of brothers who were saying that they couldn't find no MGT. We said, wait right here. We didn't have to go far. I'm going to just tell you, we did not have to go far. Sister, are you single? Come here for a minute, please, if you don't mind. Are you single, sister? Come here for a minute. We got about 25 sisters to show the brothers. The single sisters are in the place. They are. Do you want them as a brother to approach you? Because they're not gonna do that. They waiting on you as a brother to get away from your other brothers and find yourself over to where she is and let her know that I'm interested in you. I'd like to go into courtship with you. I don't know what this thing is where we are waiting. We are looking for Beyonce Muhammad. We're looking for Rihanna Muhammad. We're looking for the finest, sister, as if you the finest brother. Please stop playing yourself. You don't, and I'm keeping it real. A lot of us are lazy and we're complacent. That's why we're comfortable. We're comfortable in our laziness. We don't like nobody to tell us nothing about who we are, because a brother by himself, he goes in his house, he says, Salam alaikum, 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 alaikum. He hears an echo because he's comfortable living like that. Minister Hafiz told me that joke. I love Minister Hafiz because he shared that wisdom with us. But now, you as a man can be happy in a one-bedroom apartment where the bedroom is your kitchen, the bedroom is your bathroom, the bedroom is everything that you would desire. But now, when a woman comes in your life, I am sorry. You can no longer live like that. She is not made by God to live like that. And that is what brothers do not know. You will stay the same jive Negro you are until you get married and have a woman put some fire to your backside. I'm sorry, this is the way it goes. That's from God. God knew what he was doing. He said it's not good that the man is by himself. And the woman, the woman is from God to help you get your act together. And if any man, anybody got a woman, he knows the woman, and she ain't scared of him. Because you can't be afraid of a man if you're going to help him, sister. You be afraid of him. And he's got to know that there's God between me and you. There's a God between him and you, sister, and there's a God between you and him. Because sometimes he has to call on God for you. A lot of us are just too scared. We like living the way we're living. And there's much that a woman can do for a man, but there's much that a man does for a woman too. See, when you got a real man in your life, sister, you can't be the trifling way that you are. Because if he's a real man, he's not going to put up with it. And he's going to tell you about yourself as you tell him about himself. He can see you too, sister. He can see. He's not deaf. He's not blind. He can see you too.
Yeah, and just for clarification, you're not talking about me, you talk about like general, right?
Oh no, definitely, sister. I'm definitely saying to the audience out there, he can see you. Don't think that that you gonna come in his life and he gonna be the only one that's gonna benefit. You are going to benefit greatly from his presence in your life, my dear sister. I can tell you that when a real man comes in your life, you will know it. You'll see him walking and you will be so smitten. Like I had this couple the other day. She used the word I hadn't heard in a long, long time. She said, when I asked her, had she already fallen in love with her courtship mate? She said, Brother Marcus, I'm smitten with him. She said smitten. That's old school for you who don't know what that word means. Smitten means you in love with that man. And that's the see, most of the sisters are so angry and bitter and so hateful because you ain't got a real man to love. A real man brings out the best in a woman. Minister Farrakhan told me that. He said a real woman brings out the best in a man. That is the way Allah fixed that thing. So if you ain't got nobody to love to, sister, oh, I feel so sorry for you. That you trying to love these brothers that ain't worth a damn. Minister Farrakhan said to us, the best of us worth a damn. That's what he said.
Wow.
We should never get on our high horse and think we all that, because the minister told us the best of us ain't worth a damn. So we have work to do on ourselves so that at least we can be neutral. Maybe that's the word that we can use. But I can tell you that my wife and her presence in my life has absolutely, positively made me a better man. See, we didn't get to
Wow.
28 years of a relationship because we didn't go through no tough times. We've been through tough times and gonna go through some more. But it's
Mm.
our attitude now. We know that tough times is coming. So what we do is we face them together. That's the thing that you all have to learn. You don't have to go through tough times by yourself. That is
Mhm.
what is a lot of our problem. That's why we single going through tough times. And guess what? We ain't got nobody to share the tough times with. But when you have a
Mm.
partner, someone to love you, that boy sing that song, Someone to Love You. I waited all my life for someone to love me. That's the song, Someone to Love Me. You all have to get somebody to love you
Mm.
uncompromisingly. Somebody whose love is like the love that we read of in the Bible, the never failing love. They're going to keep on loving you. The more you love her, the more you keep reaching for her. The woman is not just a sexual creature, that is a sign of her soul. Her
Mhm.
soul is infinite. There's nothing you can do to exhaust her soul. She got so much in her. Like that brother. Who is that brother? Oh my God. The old school brother. He had a female orchestra with him. Not Al Green. Not Al Green. Barry White. Barry
Mhm.
White said, got so much to give to you, my dear. He said it's going to take a lifetime. It's going to take years. See, when you got love inside your heart, when the black man has been activated with the love that comes from God, the love that comes from Minister Farrakhan, his teaching is so powerful that you'll never be the no more. You will never be the same old Negro no more under his teaching. I can guarantee it.
Bravo, Marcus, man, you beaming. You're lighting up the place with energy. This is awesome. Look,
Allah
I
Akbar.
just want to let you know. I see some comments. I see some comments. I see some, conversations going on, and ooh, it's getting hot in here. Oh gosh. Maxine, she said, let me listen to that song as I prepare my mind and atmosphere to receive. Then we have Brother Michael. He says, no, sir, that was the Prophet Michael 35X, not Barry White. And there's another comment that came up interesting, and it was, do real men really exist? Well, that's been
Yep.
answered in the comments. Yeah,
Yeah,
renew
they
your
do.
faith tonight. They do.
Absolutely.
And I just want to take the opportunity to just let you know about an online virtual event that happens. And after the break, we'll be talking about the marriage retreat. But there's also another one, and it's called the Mix and Mingle. And it's something that I attend as a self-love coach, whereby I've been meeting the most beautiful, wonderful people, whereby we come together. We have some beautiful queens and we have some beautiful kings. They come through and we talk about subject matters and really open up and share in a safe space. And that's called the virtual Mix and Mingle, and that's over on the Black Love family page on Facebook, and it's every Saturday night at 7 p.m. Central Time. Okay, that's 1 a.m. UK time. And what time would that be? EST 7:30 CST, so that's going to be 8:30 EST, right? All these different time zones. But yeah, I'm getting round to getting in the swing of things with it. So the Mix and Mingle family, make sure that you come along this Saturday because we have a real good time. So we're going to go for our little break segment, and then when we come back, I want to ask you about the online virtual marriage retreat that the Marriage Keepers are going to be hosting in August. So whilst we're having the break, please, brothers and sisters, continue to share this podcast, and we will be back shortly.
It's great you're enjoying the show. Are you a COVID conqueror? Are you thriving personally or by serving your community during this pandemic? If this is you and you want to inspire others by sharing your story on the COVID Conqueror series, apply now. Send an email to aishapodcast@yahoo.com. Oh, and remember to share this podcast with those you know it will help. Now, back to the interview.
And we're back. Welcome to the Aisha Muhammad podcast, the COVID Conqueror series. This is series 4, episode 1, and I am joined with Brother Marcus Peace, the co-founder of the Marriage Keepers. If you're wondering, who is this lady in front of you? My name is Aisha Muhammad. I'm a self-love coach based over here in the United Kingdom. Now, let's get back to it. We've been having a really good time speaking with Brother Marcus Peace, who has been just giving some really awesome answers and insight, especially from a male perspective, about marriage and relationships. We've been having an awesome time. Thank you for sharing out the podcast, and feel free to continue to do so. And once again, if you would like to come on to the COVID Conquerors series, please apply by sending an email to aishampodcast@yahoo.com. Also, know that as a self-love coach, there are some resources that I have for you, and one of them is another podcast series, and it's called Self-Love Sessions, and that streams on Apple and Spotify and other major streaming platforms. Okay, and you can also go to my website, which is bestyouinmotion.com, to have a look at the services that I provide. I basically am very much interested in helping women learn the power of self-love so that they can create the life that they want. You can book yourself a discovery session with me over on my website. Once again, that is bestyouinmotion.com. Right, so we're back, Brother Marcus. And
Yes,
we have more questions for you. Tell us about the upcoming virtual online marriage retreat happening in August.
Well, first of all, again, thank you, sister. Our website for that event is www.themarriagekeepers.com. Again, that's www.themarriagekeepers.com. You can reach us at 770 256-8856. That's 770-256-8856, so that we can assist you. The event is only $100 per couple, and you're going to get 4 days of complete joy back in your marriage. It is designed to put joy back in your marriage. Not that your marriage doesn't have joy in it now, but the joy that we're going to bring is going to add to what you are already doing in your marriage. I can promise you, from all the reviews that we got from last year was so phenomenal. And we were worried, Sister Isha, we were worried about whether we were going to have the turnout, and it doubled. We had a
Wow.
double the turnout that we had in previous years. So I was very, very happy about that. And a lot of people are they've never graded their marriage, and that's one of the first things we are going to do. We're going to grade our marriage and look at some of the attitudes that are present. And we just got this new technology. It's by this man, Dr. Gottman. Is so phenomenal. We wanted to introduce that to everyone at this year's marriage retreat. It's going to be awesome. I really recommend that you come. For $100, you can't miss um, that wonderful sessions that we are going to do. We're going to have our regional minister from the West Coast, Minister Tony Muhammad. We're going to have our seventh regional minister, Minister Patrick Muhammad, and his wife. They're going to be there. Minister Tony Muhammad's wife is going to be there as well for the sessions that we do with the sisters. We have husbands only and wives only sessions that we are going to be doing this year by popular demand. People said that one session is not enough. They needed two sessions of the husbands only and wives only session. That's going to be this year for you, and you're going to enjoy those very thoroughly. We are going to have this year, by the grace of Almighty God, the National Assistant to the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, Minister Ishmael Muhammad, is going to be with us this year again, also backed by popular demand. We're so happy to have him. And this year, we also hope to have Minister Ava Muhammad, the national spokesperson for the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, to share her wisdom, to share her guidance for married couples. A lot of us are still just in awe of what she does, and I'm just so glad that she's thinking about coming to be a part of the marriage retreat. And we also are going to give you 4 days of just bliss, of massage. Oh my God. Because, yes, the brother's asking, do you have to be married? Yes, you need to be married. And you do not have to be a Muslim, but you must be a male-female couple. I have to stress that. We had couples try to sneak in 2 years ago. No, I'm not. I don't know what to do with you if you a male with another male. I don't know what to do with you. I'm just telling you straight up. That is not what we do with this marriage keepers. If you female, we still don't want that. No female couples. No, I'm sorry. We are not with that at all. We are for male and female, husband and wife and husband. That is what we do. And so if you want to be a part of that, then it's just $100. Again, the website is www.themarriagekeepers.com. Again, the website is www.themarriagekeepers.com. If you want to be a part of that, it's only $100, and you can cash app Brother Marcus. It's money sign Brother Marcus, or you can just go on the website, and you will see how to pay for it on the PayPal. Thank you so much, sister.
Wow. Okay. Well, there you have it. You know what's going to be going down in August. Just remind me of the dates in August again.
Yes, August 26th, which is Thursday, August 26th to August 29th, which is a Sunday. And we are going to do a remarriage ceremony. And our minister, we're going to ask him to do it again. He does a phenomenal job with asking couples to remarry each other. We do that every year at the marriage retreat, and that's a joy for so many of the couples who come to be a part of the remarriage ceremony. That's at the very last thing we're gonna do is that remarriage ceremony.
Excellent. Wow. So you heard that. Make sure you go to themarriagekeepers.com and book your place. Okay. That'll be awesome. That'll be awesome. So Sister Maxine, she says, if I'm married by August the 1st, me and my helpmeet will be where you are, sir. We'll be there. Wherever you are, sir, we'll be there. Yeah, I get that.
Well,
I get that.
I want to say this up front. This is a virtual event, so you can be right where you are and enjoy this retreat. It's going to be online. We got special things that we're going to be doing to really show the people who are going to be speaking with us and to us in the best light. I want you to know that we don't want nobody to catch any sign of COVID-19. This is the COVID Conquers broadcast, and we don't want to have anybody get sick on our watch. I do not want to report to the Honorable Louis Farrakhan that y'all got sick on my watch. I'm not doing that. So we are going to ask you to please enjoy it wherever you are. It is for courting couples who've already made the commitment to get married. We are allowing you to come to the scene with us. You can come and be a part of this to really see what marriage is going to be like. So I'm just letting you know that if you already have put in your papers and you already know that for sure you're going to marry that woman, that brother, then you can come as well.
Awesome. Excellent. Right. So those who qualify, find yourself there. Now, the up and coming virtual online marriage retreat we have just covered quite extensively, and I think it's awesome that you have created this resource, this space to be there to help brothers and sisters along in their marriages.
Yes, ma'am.
It's such an invaluable. Oh God, it's just what we need. It's what
Yes,
we need.
ma'am.
And that brings me to the next one. Okay, the next question, which is about divorcees, because we often we talk about those who are married, we talk about those who are single. We don't really mention the divorcees, and they are still a large category of people that are out there and still desire to have a successful marriage. So for those who do hope to have a successful marriage after divorce, they desire this, they want this, what are the 3 things that divorced people should be doing to increase their chances of success the next time round?
Oh, well, that's a beautiful question, sister. And one of the things that I would recommend to divorce people, first of all, I'm writing a book for divorce people
Good.
because I know that, there's not a lot of guidance out there to be of service to you, but I do know that you are somebody that is still valuable. Even though divorce has happened, it's not something that is a death sentence for you or even for him. It's not a death sentence. It did not happen the way you wanted it to happen. And so what we are going to do when this COVID stuff clears up, we are going to have a special divorce only. We got a lot of people out there who are divorced. Why don't we bring them together, see if they can find each other? Maybe that's the thing to do with divorced people, to have a separate session for the divorced people, the singles people. I don't know if I should mix the divorce and the singles people together. I don't know if I should, because I'm really worried about the fact that, okay, the person got divorced and are they going to be working with these single folks? And some of the single folks have never been married. They've
That's
never
right.
had any experience with that. And
Hmm.
then you divorced, and I don't know. I'm gonna have to think on that one and pray on
I
that
think
one
you, I
as
think
well.
you have
But
the
I do
answer.
know.
I can hear it forming, but yeah.
Well, divorced people need they need a separate thing for them. And a sister was doing that a few years ago,
Mhm.
working with people who had already been divorced. And she was able to get a couple of marriages out of that, and I was very happy about that. So I just want you all to know that we work on a book for divorced people, and it should be out, God willing, by September or so. So please look out for that. Thank you so much for that.
Awesome. Happy I raised that question, otherwise we wouldn't have known all this good stuff happening in the background. So that's awesome. And I hope that that information is, when it comes forth and materializes, is really going to be of help, to divorcees. Now, you're very inspiring, you and your wife, Sister Cecilia. So, who is your biggest inspiration?
I hate to say, well, not that I hate to say it, but my minister, the Honorable Minister Louis Farrakhan, has
Hmm.
been such an inspiration to me. Whenever I'm down, whenever I feel sad, he lifts my spirits. His
Hmm.
smile does it for me. Um, all of the wisdom that he gives. He's been teaching me since I was a young man, and I
Hmm.
became a man under his teaching. I know who I am. I know the direction that I'm going in, and I'm in school right now. I I'm getting ready to graduate from Indiana Wesleyan University, and a degree with a degree in psychology, and I
Hmm.
am trying my best to be a marriage and family therapist,
Right.
because the nation of Islam needs that. We got a lot of people who have good in their heart, but they may not know how to help you.
Hmm.
They may not know how to get into what y'all are doing in your marriage and help. That is the thing that I saw that I want to correct. And so I will, I've been through it. I'm going through it now. I'm getting ready to go to master's school to get a master's degree there, because I know that a lot of people, we like to see you got a degree in what you telling us. That's the thing that I do know now. You can't just be talking that good stuff. You got to have a degree in it. And
Hmm.
so, um, after years of hearing people say to me, they would say, "Oh my God, Brother Marcus, you are, as you said, you're so inspirational. Oh my God, where did you go to school at?" That's what they would ask
Hmm.
me. "Where did you go to school at?" And I would
Hmm.
say, I went to school, but I didn't finish. I would look down, I'd be all sad. I'd say I didn't finish. And they would say, "Oh," and they would leave
Oh.
me. No, no, this is the truth. This is the truth. They would leave me right there. They say,
Hmm.
"Oh," and they would leave me there. A lot of Muslims in the nation believe that you got to have the white man's certification in order for you to tell them anything. So I'm getting the
Well,
white man's certification to be able to tell you something.
well,
That's the truth.
what, as a life coach, what I'm finding is that that kind of mentality, because it's all about, mindset, is really changing. Like the person who has the life experience and can help to transform and take people
Yes,
from one point to the other is highly regarded. Because you do have the other end of the spectrum, which is the person that has all of the qualifications, but they can't get the results.
they
So we
can't
just
tell
need
you
to make
nothing.
it. a
That's right.
shift,
Absolutely.
in our mindset. But at the same time, it's important for us to, self-improve. And, these courses can give some good insight, so we all need to have our
Well,
goals for our own personal
sister,
development. And if that's yours, then go for it. It's all good. And I wish you the absolute best. But as far as I'm concerned, you're well qualified, probably overqualified for the work that you do. And I think the results that
well,
yourself and
that's
Sister Cecilia's had over the years can bear witness to that.
well, I'm very happy that you saying that, sister. God knows I've been doing this work. I love this work. I didn't get the degree for me. I got the degree for everyone else who says that you need some kind of credentialing to be able to
Mm-hmm.
help people the way that you want to help people. I understand all of that. I understand what you're saying. You need me to have the white man certification on me to be able to help you. That's all right. I'm going to get that. I want to show people that if God be for you, who can be against you and win?
Mm-hmm.
I want to show people that my faith in God is so beautiful and so wonderful. And that's what Minister Farrakhan has taught me. If you boil down what he's taught me to just one sentence, is to believe in God and God alone to be your
Mm-hmm.
sustenance, to be your protector out here. But now I'm gonna go ahead and do the to get the degrees, the masters, this and the doctor. If I get a doctorate, some people, if you held the sessions that we do by God's grace, as inspirational, as positive as they are, people still would not benefit. A lot of us in the nation wouldn't benefit because we just don't believe that God can use you. I don't think God can use you to help me, but he's always using people. I heard Minister Farrakhan say that God uses people that you don't respect to
Mm-hmm.
help you your life. It's always people you don't respect. It's not coming, the help that you're looking for is not coming from the people that you think it's going to come from. It's going to come from
Mm.
people you don't respect at all. That's who he helps you with.
Wow. I'm sure there's many that can bear witness to that one. So we have one last question, and it's from Brother Michael Neal. He says, "How do you choose a good mate?" Let's end it off with that. How do you do that?
Yeah.
This the question everybody wants to ask. Really, everybody want to know the answer.
Well, it's very simple to choose a good mate. You got to know who you are and what
Mm,
would complement you. You
mm,
know, if you are a quiet person, I would not recommend going out there to the club. You going out to the club to find you somebody. That's not going to be a good match. You got to find people who are your speed, who are your temperament. A
mhm,
lot of times we don't think that that's important, but it is important. Your speed. How fast do you go? How brightly do you shine? Are you a
mm,
100-watt bulb? Are you a 70-watt bulb? Are you a 50-watt bulb? You need to find
mm,
somebody who's close to that. And find somebody who's bright and they all are, out there like that. You have to be able to find people who are like you. That sister and those sisters sing that song. That's very powerful. I'm gonna share it with you, Sister Aisha. I want you to think about this. She
mhm,
said, "Don't go chasing waterfalls.
mm,
Please stick to the rivers and the lakes that you're used to."
mhm,
That's so powerful because so many
mm,
are not tens. We're not tens in physical attractiveness and whatever it is that you are looking at. We are not tens, but we want a 10. We want
mm,
somebody to be a 10 that comes in our life. We got to be honest with ourselves.
mhm,
Honest. Honest. Am I a 10? No, I'm not. Why am I looking for her to come to me as a 10? She got to have all her ducks in a row, but I ain't got to have none of my. Am I overweight? Yeah, I'm a little overweight, but I'm expecting her to be perfect. I'm expecting
Mhm.
her to be 120 pounds. Come on, brother. Stop it. Stop it. Stop it. We are all playing games. And that's why you unmarried and you miserable by yourself and you headed for 5 more years like that. Miserable.
Mhm.
Not having nobody to hold in the middle of the night. You're holding your covers real tight. I heard that song by Luther Vandross. He said, holding you close in the night. You ain't got nobody to hold close. You holding yourself. I'm gonna hold me. I'm
Mhm.
gonna make sure I'm comfortable. I'm gonna get comfortable with my covers.
Mhm.
I mean, unless you lawbreaking, unless you breaking the law, you might be a lawbreaker. You might be one of those people who say, I'm gonna have me somebody. But I'm telling you, you ought to try it God's way. And if
Mhm.
you try God's way, you're gonna need a wife, you're gonna need a husband, you're gonna need to make a commitment to somebody. Now I don't know out here what you're doing. I really don't know what you're doing. It's COVID out
Mhm.
here, and we don't know what you're doing. And I'm just saying to you, brother, sister, try God's way. God has an answer for you. There's a brother in the nation that wants your bean soup, sister. He does. He wants your bean pie. He wants to eat at your table. And brother, there's a sister out there in the Nation of Islam who wants to hear your wisdom. I think we should use the wisdom to get these sisters on our side, our team. I think they're beautiful, and that we should try our best and put our best foot forward to be able to be with one of those sisters. One of them, not two, not three, not putting in papers with 5 or 6 sisters, just one. One sister is all you need. One sister is enough to make you lose your mind. Oh my God. One brother is enough. Oh,
Oh, it looks like the reception is failing us right now with Brother Marcus. Hopefully he'll be able to come back in. Let me see.
hello.
Yeah, we can't see you, but we can hear you.
Hello.
Can you hear me, Brother Marcus? I'm going to remove you
I
from.
can't hear you yet.
You can't hear me yet? Okay. Let me try something. Okay, if anyone can hear Brother Marcus, can you just put a 1 in the comments to let me know? Brother Marcus, I can hear you. Can everyone else hear you? Brother Marcus, can you hear me? No. Okay. Well, it's that time now to actually close. So that is what we're going to do for the night. But I would really just like to thank you all for your engagement tonight and for sharing out this podcast. I really, really have enjoyed my time with you. Brother Marcus has given us so much to consider and ponder over. And I really, really thank you, Brother Marcus, for coming on, because I know that you're working at the same time. And I'm very happy that the connection had lasted this long whilst you were on the move. And I really, really have had an excellent time. So you can follow the Marriage Keepers on Instagram and also here on Facebook at the Marriage Keepers. And you can also go to their website to find out more and to register for the upcoming virtual online marriage retreat in August. So that's it for tonight, family. Thank you so much for sharing space and time here on the Aisha Muhammad podcast, COVID Conqueror series. And I will see you again in a fortnight's time. Okay, same place, same time with another phenomenal guest. You take care. Good night.
I must have set up at least 15 plus food banks.
We need good examples of marriage.
Oh, wow. I am resilient, I am strong, and I am capable.
Sit down and wait for this thing to pass over. We're going to operate. You know what they say, learn to dance in the